I started Potion Craft because I wanted something small that I could finish in a few evenings. More than 20 hours later, I was still playing it. I'd bought it during a sale earlier this year, expecting a relaxing little alchemy shop simulator, not my next big game. Most of the time was spent exploring the Alchemy Map, finding new potion effects, and working out more efficient ways to reach them. On paper, that sounds like something I should have gotten tired of. Somehow, I never did. The first thing that grabbed me was the size of the Alchemy Map. Almost the entire map was hidden under a layer of fog. As I stirred the cauldron and moved my potion bottle across the map, the fog cleared and revealed any potion effects hiding underneath. I had no idea how far the map went or what I might find in any direction. Every ingredient added a different path to the map. Grinding the ingredients made the path longer, and stirring the cauldron moved my potion along the route I had created. That meant every new ingredient opened up another way to explore. Eventually, I uncovered crystals that teleported my potions across the map along a dotted line. That meant I could jump over the barriers instead of having to steer around them. These more direct routes also used fewer ingredients, which meant I could make cheaper potions. When I found an effect, the challenge ultimately became lining my bottle up with said effect. The closer I got, the stronger the potion became, ranging from tiers 1 to 3. I could also choose to keep moving forward and combine additional effects into the same potion. First, I kept exploring because I wanted to solve the mystery of what was hiding under the fog. It didn't take long for customers to give the curiosity a purpose. Customers rarely told me the exact type of potion they wanted. They would describe a problem, sometimes pretty vaguely, and I had to decide what effect might solve it. If they asked for something I hadn't discovered, I had a reason to push into another unexplored section of the map. I combined whatever ingredients I had and hoped I was heading toward the right answer. Finding the effect was satisfying, but it was only the first step. Once I had a working potion saved in my recipe book, I would immediately start looking for ways to improve it. Could I reach the same effect with fewer ingredients? Was there a shorter route? How do I maximize profits? Before long, I wasn't just discovering potions, I was building a collection of recipes and learning how to run a better business along the way. The enchanted garden became part of that routine. Each morning I harvested the garden, then watered the herbs and mushrooms so they could produce again. As the druid, witch, and mage merchants began selling me new things I could plant, I gained more control over which ingredients I had growing behind the shop. That mattered because a new ingredient wasn't just another item on a shelf. It could give me a better route across the map, help me avoid an obstacle, or just straight up improve one of my saved recipes. I started out uncovering the map through trial and error, and all of that effort was only for the water base. Later I unlocked both the oil and wine bases, each with a completely different alchemy map to uncover and explore. Exploring these new maps kept giving me more to do, but my progress through the main story had completely stalled at this point. To move it forward, I needed to repair a special piece of equipment in the basement called the Alchemy Machine. I couldn't repair it by myself. I needed a traveling merchant called the Fellow Alchemist to visit my shop and sell me the parts. At the time, I had no idea what made him appear. I kept serving customers, improving recipes, and opening the shop for another day, hoping he would finally walk through the door. He never did. Eventually I gave up and looked it up online. It turned out that in my playthrough he didn't appear until I had enough money saved to afford the part. The problem was that I was constantly reinvesting everything I earned back into the shop. I would buy new ingredients to expand my garden and just keep spending the same money the game was quietly waiting for me to hold on to. I thought I was being a responsible shopkeeper, but I was actually stalling my own progress. Once I understood what the game wanted, the solution was simple. Stop spending, save enough gold, buy the parts, and repair the machine. But I wish there had been some way to work that out inside the game. When the alchemy map stopped me, I could experiment until I found another route. That made me curious. When the fellow alchemist stopped me, there was nothing inside the game that helped me understand why. That just made me feel stuck. Once I got past that stall, I fell back into the same routine that had kept me playing from the beginning. Even when I wasn't discovering something new, I enjoyed the simple act of brewing. I had to pick up each ingredient, move it across the screen, grind it with the mortar and pestle, and stir the cauldron myself. How much I ground an ingredient and how far I stirred changed where the potion moved. It was much more engaging than clicking through a crafting menu. The physical process made even familiar recipes enjoyable to create again. I even started decorating the shop. It usually isn't something I spend much time on in games, but here I wanted the place to look like my shop. Potion craft kept giving me small things to work toward. Another effect to uncover, a more efficient recipe, a useful ingredient, or another part of the shop to decorate. None of them felt huge on their own, but there was always one more thing I wanted to finish before stopping. One more effect to uncover, one more recipe to improve, one more day to see which merchant would arrive. It became Potion Craft's version of one more turn in civilization. Except I kept telling myself one more day at the shop. By the time I finally stopped, I had completed the main storyline and unlocked nearly the entire skill tree. I hadn't uncovered absolutely everything or perfected every recipe, but it didn't feel like I was abandoning another unfinished game. I felt finished. Potion Craft had been exactly the kind of self-contained game I was looking for. It was just much larger and much harder to put down than I expected. And I know Potion Craft can't be the only game that has done that. What game kept you playing longer than you expected? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.